My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Alright, now, first episode of a new day. I will note, I'm not on the beta branch at the moment. I will, however, swap to the beta branch for the Regent next episode, and then back again to the normal branch the episode after. I'm not going to cover, like, all of the beta branch changes. There were a lot of really good points made in the comment section. A lot of really useful opinions shared. Let me take the 150 gold, and then we'll just trundle on for a bit here. What do I think? This? How many fights is it early? With 2 questions. I might even get to avoid a tier 2 normal fight until after I've got 2 questions. Arrest the chest and elite, because I probably go for this. And a shop. Hell yeah. I'd like not to get sunk by the boat. But yes, there were much appreciated for the response. There's a lot of like excitement for covering obviously the new changes in the beta branch and things like that. But there's also a lot of people who are like, yeah, I mean, if you could do a mix of them, it'd be kind of ideal, because like there's the beta branch and then there's also the main branch where most of the like base state of the game is currently held at the moment. I do like the idea of mixing them, and I feel like the most impactful mix of them that I can do, especially at the moment, knowing that the Regent in the main branch feels night and day different to the Regent in the other branch. I feel like the most impactful thing that I can do is probably just pick up the beta branch for the Regent episode. And also, I'm going to hold off on, like, fully reviewing, the actual patch notes and things like that until it actually makes its way to the main branch. Because otherwise, I mean, that's way too much aiming at a moving target right there. Alright, now that we're done with business for the day. Blade Dance, Deadly Poison, Finisher. I mean, Deadly Poison, we get the upgrade before we go to the Elite. Sure. Ooh, Toric Toughness? Toric Toughness instead of a strike or a defend. I think it's actually instead of a defend. I can't really tend this deck to be that much less aggressive right now. Strike and Neutralize can take down the backline by itself. Great. Only 7 damage for us this turn. And fight over. Is Deadly Poison 2 too much? Prepared's pretty much an auto cast of whatever Sly card I find in this shop some of the time, especially if the deck is thin enough. Prepared. I really wanted to go with the Deadly Poison there, but I'm trying to figure out what happens if I make the choice I wouldn't have made. I'm living in the sliding door universe where I didn't make it on the train. Is that too old of a reference now? That's not even a movie I've seen. I'm making a reference to a reference that people made to me, and I was like, Gwyneth Paltrow? From Spider-Man? Not from Spider-Man. From Iron Man. But to be fair, she doesn't even know she was in those films either. That's not just like a Gwyneth slam, by the way. Like, she has a very specific interview where someone mentions that she's in the MCU, and she's like, am I? Which, I mean, you actually kind of have to love that energy, right? That was a paycheck for me. That to me, that was a house in Malibu with a pool. That was a completely different issue. Do I take a snake bite here? A little bit more consistency in our poison package. And no, I'll take the leg sweep, but I am a little worried now that our damage is quite low. We have 0 AoE in here, so I definitely have to use this as a removal. It's going to be a remove or defend, because I need to keep the deck aggressive, and currently the strike's the most aggressive thing in this deck. Ugh. No. You don't take Outbreak with a single Deadly Poison in the deck, I'll tell you that much for sure. Master of Strategy, great card, incredible card, very good card. Probably don't want to take it here. Strangle does 2? Wait a second. There's no way. Hang on. I'm pretty sure Strangle does 3 in the main branch at the moment, which means that... Did they ship the patch? Literally while I was talking about it? This week's beta patch, okay. All Slay the Spire 2 events. I'm sorry about the delay of all this. No, yeah, we're still on 9.99.1. I could have sworn this card did 3 upgrades to 4. Additional HP loss every time you play a card. Well, I guess we certainly can't be, because Leading Strike in the beta branch... let's stop talking about the beta branch until we play it. How about that? You know? But Leading Strike can activate Kunai, Kusarigama, the Shuriken, because it deals... It's an attack, and then it gives you 2 shivs now in the beta branch. Anyway. Completely different issue. What about this removal situation that I find myself in? I'm going to cut another defend. I do feel like I could take the Regal Pillow and go for a rest immediately. I actually think that's not that bad. Losing out on the upgrade for that Deadly Poison, though, is a lot of our damage in the fight after it. Volley could be a lot of damage for a single target, but also it's Skewer, right? It's just an upgraded Skewer for us in a single target fight. That's not bad, but it's not, like, exciting. Do I just need the damage bad enough that I have to click it anyway? And if I do need that damage, why wouldn't I use Expose as well? Wow, that was awkward. I'm going to upgrade the Volley. I'm going to try and finish this. Ugh! Damn you. Oh. Oh, how needless, how senseless, how cruel. Well, this is about the worst fight we could have encountered. No AoE yet. Dealing with it so well so far. I almost feel like I have to just hard launch Volley out on the fields. The damage in the rest of my deck is not going to be especially good here. What else could I do? I could leg sweep Volley once. Yeah, that's probably better, actually. Yep. Frontline's attacking this turn. I'll take the 3 damage to the infection in order to guarantee that the frontline Wriggler is dead next turn. I mean, the best outcome here is I get lethal for the backline, but I was about to say that's not going to happen. Totally did. Venerable T said, whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Corrosive Wave. Whenever you draw a card this turn, apply 3 poison to all enemies. I have no card draw in this deck yet, but yeah. Yeah, I'll take it. Red Mask. At the start of combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies. It would really be nice to have some AoE. Just an independent, unique thought that I'm having for the first time right now. Was I just off it? Like, I know I've got Corrosive Wave, which I guess counts. But was I offered like a bunch of AoE I didn't take? I don't remember it. I swear, I'm sorry for not taking the AoE. We actually got a surprising amount of draw with a Corrosive Wave turn there. I'm very glad. Well. I don't think we'll be going for another elite this floor. Ricochet for damage. If I'm honest, against the Phantom, yeah. I'll rest here so that I don't just get suddenly murdered. I almost wonder if the Elite might be easier than... Snakebite, additional poison. I almost wonder if the Elite might be easier than the 2 normal fights. Especially because I know it can't be the AoE fight. Corrosive Wave is only capable of drawing us 1 total card this turn. Yeah, it's not going to be worth it. Yeah, 3 poison. Leg Sweep Volley. Keeps him weak for this turn. As much as I do want to drop Toric Toughness here, I do feel like Deadly Poison, Snakebite. Actually, I'm also going to expose Deadly Poison, Snakebite. I feel like getting, like, damage turn over turn here is really important. Snakebite again. Come on, big defense. That'll do it. 1 turn, I've got to do 12 damage. 12 damage. Ripple Basin, if you didn't play any attacks during the turn, gain 4 block. Mirage, gain block equal to the poison on all enemies. And just take the Sword of the Stone, unfortunately. And then rest here, and oh, you know it's time to die to Phantom. That Toric Toughness is nice. Drop that, and a Deadly Poison, and a Neutralize, and Leg Sweep. Just keep you weak as can be. Any amount of poison on you is still only going to deal a single damage each here for a while. Oh, no additional defense this turn. I almost wonder if I should not play anything just so I can gain the 4 block. Oh, Snakebite. Mirage for 10. End that turn. Full defense. Hell yeah. Keep that weakened stack strong. Oh. Probably should have played that Corrosive Wave, to be honest. All additional poison points are worthy poison points. Here's where I fish the Cold's Potion to see if I can get something defensive. I technically can. Alright, Fisticuffs. I'll also vulnerable the enemy to get 10 block out of those Fisticuffs, and then the volley follows up for 61. If I can shore up my draw so that the Corrosive Wave is more impactful, we'll be doing really well next floor. And yeah, it does look like we'll make it there. I had to take the Sword of the Stone because I was going to die if I went for the money. I didn't have enough health. Storm of Steel. Discard your hand, add a shiv to your hand for each card discarded. Tracking for double damage against weak enemies. And then finally Envenom. Whenever an attack deals unblocked attack damage, gain a... Oh, sorry, apply a poison. Apply 2 poison. I really don't want Envenom to be the answer here. I think volley after tracking is going to be better for us, like, in terms of immediacy. Hail's Eye, do I want to take that and never use it? The first time each combat, you end your turn without playing cards, exhaust your hand, and then play an extra turn. I mean, one really good thing about that in a poison deck that I haven't really explored yet is that if you exhaust your hand and then play an extra turn, the enemy still takes poison damage between those turns. So, like, they're losing weak stacks and stuff like that, but they're taking damage to poison. So if you are one turn away from the enemy just dying to poison, you just end your turn. I'm going to try desperately to remember that I have this relic and actually also to use this relic. Two different things. Oh, wow. Look at that tracking. Just asking me to use it on turn 1. Hilarious. It would have actually been really good. Oh, well. Should have played it at the start. Expose would be so good next turn. Alas. Damage in the deck isn't particularly strong next turn either, but I might as well set. Neutralize. 18 on strike, 18 on strike. Okay, nah, turns out that's actually enough damage. Beautiful. Keep him weak. And volley for 28 damage by 3. Prepared, deadly poison, cloak and dagger. I do think I could take another prepared. I really wish I could upgrade the first one. That's now all of the prepareds that I need for sure. I don't have a discard in this hand of any kind. Toric toughness, expose. Just happily end that turn. Yeah, tracking won't really accomplish especially much for us here. Doubling damage. We still have 9 as the threshold of the amount of damage we can do. This doesn't seem like an especially good hand. Let's exhaust that hand to draw. Prepare our way into a new deck. Corrosive Wave. I mean, I'd love if that was useful here. I need to get the extra block out of the Ripple Basin as well. Oh no, that one's doing 20 damage this time. So volley will do way too much and not enough at the same time. Great. Toric toughness, survivor, and just take some damage. Ooh, corrosive wave prepared. We got one. Beautiful. I mean, I wanted the fight to end much earlier than that, and I hated how it went, but it's done now. I got to shop in a couple spaces time, so I don't want to spend that much money here. Do I take the Enlightenment? Reduce the cost of all cards in hand to 1 this turn? I mean, I love the removal, but I'm about to go to a shop. I'd like to still have 200 gold by the time I get there. 2 copies of Enlightenment in the deck now. They upgrade for retain, right? This combat? That is not what I thought they upgraded to do. I mean, it should just be Snake by Deadly Poison, right? Get 12 damage this turn, 12 damage next turn. Well, 12, 11, 10, etc. Actually, hang on, no, I might want to rely on being able to snakebite next turn, so it's volley. Mm-hmm. Enlightenment reducing the cost of that snakebite wouldn't have done anything there. Would not have changed that turn one iota. Missed out on 9 damage there from a strike that failed to connect. Thankfully, it makes no difference. Slice, untouchable for defense. Incredible. I've got some good discard in here. Tools the trade at the start of your turn. Draw 1, discard 1. Ooh, and hand trick. Not that hand trick's that important for us, actually. I also really like Gorget, but we'll start with the tricks of the trade. And a hand trick. I want Prepareds both upgraded. I want Enlightenment upgraded. I want Tools the Trade upgraded. Neutralize as well. God, we have so much upgrade debt. Heal 25 HP to get a Morphosis in this deck, or remove a card for 9 HP. I'm going to remove... I'm always going to have to take the rest here anyway, so... Oh God, I have so many shops on this line and so little money. Why? Well, they plans would be so good for us here. Oh, sick. Enlightenment effect 2 card in that hand. I'm going to discard the Toric Toughness. Take 3 damage this turn so that I have my draw discard out. Sweep, toxic. Defend. Okay. Not the target that I would have chosen to hit there. That doesn't look like a good hand to me. Give me another one. Oh, wow. This one also looks pretty bad, but thankfully I can just overplay defense there. See, and now everything's fine. Speedster. I mean, it is AoE, and it gets better with the things that we need to take in this deck already. This one's going to have to be rest. And then I have to dodge an elite, because the Decimillipede just murders my ass dead. Holy plans. Hey, it hurt me in the first shot. Decent first turn. Should be tools double defend, unfortunately. I'm going to fish for something from Colorless Pot. Ideally draw. Okay, thinking ahead. Corrosive Wave, thinking ahead. And we'll put that back atop the deck. I even know what the prepared is going to get. It's going to get tracking and hand trick. Let's use Enlighten, well-laid plans, Snakebite, Mirage. I take no damage this turn. All of the frontliners die next turn. I'll hand trick the leg sweep so that when I survive the leg sweep I can cast it. Great, this turn sucks. Hey, I'm actually using Pale's Eye for once. Upgraded Snakebite? I do want more poison damage. I don't think that's how I need it. Expertise is card draw. I do feel almost like my upgrade debt is so high that I have to upgrade here even though it's terrifying. I'm a little bolstered by the fact that I got a speed pot. I think I will also just pop the Mazza's Gift at the top of this fight as well. In terms of the upgrades that we need, it's draw primarily, so let's get that second prepared upgraded. It's both draw and discard, but let's get that second prepared upgraded. I'll take Mazza's Gift for 1 ritual on turn 1. Okay. Prepared. I don't need 2 enlightenments in this hand. Now I gotta get weakened on you, because next turn is a lot of damage. Okay. Exposed, neutralized, deadly, frantic, and I'm just gonna be miraging for 5. Leg sweep, leg sweep, leg sweep, leg sweep, leg sweep, please. Almost certainly gonna be using the speed pot this turn. Let's prepare first. Can't focus on damage at all this turn, so Snakebite and Speeds to both get discarded. It's going to have to be Speed Pot to block the 20. We've got Tools of the Trade out there as well. That's a free discard per hand. As much as I want to keep the enemy weak in there, really didn't feel like I could afford it at that time, and I think the answer is I couldn't afford not to. Keep a hold of volley. Oh, great. I miscounted. I was dead anyway. Woo! Yep. I mean, obviously, in retrospect, I had a better chance to win that fight by resting. I also think I probably had a better chance to win that fight by resting before that fight, but I felt like I had a significantly lower chance of winning the next floor if I rested there. Alas, Lava Rock. Act 1 boss drops 2 relics. Interesting. Gives us the ability to kind of just like bank on getting a lot of value late. I do not like these early paths. I do not like them. This is a second tier enemy really early, rolling then into an elite before I can hit rest chest, question mark, rest. But it's by far the best path. All of the other ones are worse. In my own honest opinion. I'd want to take something that makes me stronger here. Lava Rock doesn't do that, so let's go Nutritious Oyster. Just give me 11 more max HP to start with, please. Maybe that'll do it. How dare you debuff me? Two strikes get some. See, the thing is, I don't like taking Poison Stab or Sucker Punch, but maybe I'm just... Maybe that's not fair. Maybe they are just cards that you take at the start to get by, and I keep looking at them going, no, you aren't, you know, you aren't Corrosive Wave, and you're not Leg Sweep, like... We just gotta be realistic here. Haste to apply poison to all enemies on Sly is exciting, but what if I never find a discard card? What if I die before I find a discard card? Anyway, it's a case. Oh, that was my bad. Entirely tried to cast a card that I didn't have in hand. If we were 6 damage short to kill that turn, I might have rectified my mistake. But seeing as it'll make no difference, Flick Flack, follow through, expertise. Follow through? Just an AoE that has weaken? Keep the front line weakened, because I know that guy is going to be throwing out a 12 damage turn next. Although I would have had no problem defending, as it turns out. Dash, Piercing Whale, and accuracy. It's Piercing Whale or Dash, and I think it's Dash just because of the Elite in a couple spaces time. I think Dash is like a premier example of like a get by card. You just take it to get by. You're never especially enthused by having it. You just have it. I'm going to reserve the right to Explosive Ampule Strike next turn. Yeah. Right. Reserved and then utilized. Sucker Punch. No. Bad source of weaken. Flick Flack. Additional Sly, but also AoE. I've got 2 courses of AoE and Deadly Poison. Better poison for a single target, something I don't have access to. I either take it or I don't. Take it. You can't make me take a permanent curse. You'll never get me that way. I'm not giving you any HP. Backflip and acrobatics. This deck is missing draw and discard. Those say draw and they say discard. Well, one of them says discard at least. This one's going to be the hardest elite fight that we have this floor, courtesy of being the earliest and us being the weakest will be. So Serpent Form from Empower Potion gives us the ability to do 4 damage every time we use anything. I want to hit acrobatics here. Nah, what are the odds I even hit the Sly? Backflip. I'll drink a block potion this turn to say 12. I was going to say, ideally, this is our stagger turn. I don't like how ideal is still not that much damage. Acro through haze. Beautiful. Strike and strike is just enough, actually. Exactly enough to kill you before you get this. Beautiful. Tuning fork. Every time you play 10 skills, gain 7 block. Untouchable is a great block on discard. I'm incentivized in so many different ways to get even more discard in this deck now. Neutralize extending its weakness is good, but follow through extends its weakness in AoE by a turn. Centennial Puzzle, the first time you lose HP to combat, draw 3 cards. Then neutralize. Then the poison numbers need to go up if I actually pretend to care about them. And I do pretend to care about them. Yep. This could be fine. Deadly Poison, Survivor through Haze. I'll just over defend that turn, that's fine. I still got poison on you. Ugh. Turn of weakness. Great. 14 incoming. Pretty easily manageable, frankly, actually. Poison decks are really good against the Skulking Colony. I should file that away in my brain space. Wait, hang on. You didn't do any damage. I was about to say, no, I could have killed you that turn, but if you're not doing any damage, it doesn't matter. How to demise. Enemy loses 9 HP at the end of each of its turn, as well as the Regal Pillow, and as much as I do want well-laid plans, I've been asking. So I'm taking the acrobatics. All I need is 1 damage next turn to end this fight. That'll do it. Snakebite, Deadly Poison, Dodge and Roll. Here's where we take the Snakebite. This is Snakebite Strike, so that I can keep the Tuning Fork ready for the next turn. I almost wonder if how to demise is correct here, but I think I have enough health and enough density of weakness in this deck that I'll be able to get past the explosion of the Waterfall Giant. I also think I kill you when you probably have about 30, 35 steam in you. Is that way too optimistic? 30, 35? Maybe 40. Beautiful. Yeah, it's feeling pretty optimistic, isn't it? Gotta remember to increment the Tuning Fork where necessary. Yeah, like, if I didn't increment it last turn, I would have taken damage this turn. Yeah, with the enemy all the way up to 32 at the moment, I really feel like I've probably mispredicted my previous. Let's say, mid-40s. How about that? I'm allowed to update them at runtime, right? Oops. I had a survivor in that hand. I could have gotten the haze out. Enemy's going to be healing this turn, so I actually do need to continue our damage train. I want to get nearest the next cycle, as well as the next Tuning Fork charge. You butt. I mean, I do survive, but, like, the cycle was pretty unlucky to put mainly strikes at that point. Master Planner. When you play a skill, it gains Sly. I mean, having an acro play an acro to play an acro to play an acro is pretty cool. Blade Dance. Not Blade Dance, Blade of Ink. But about as relevant to us as Blade Dance. Give me Master Planner. Aerobus. Ooh. Ring of the Drake is ridiculous. Drawing 2 additional cards at the top of your first 3 turns. Really helps you make sure that you get your setup done, and also makes sure that this deck actually operates. I think that's great. I also think upgrade 6 random cards is pretty good. Just value increase the deck in general. Hell, I even like Driftwood. Let's see if our pathing has any impact on this. I like this. 4 early question marks, 2 midline rests, and a late and elite. There's this value path over on the left, but unfortunately it's got no rests between all of its shops and elites, so it's actually just like really, really dangerous. Take the Ring of the Drake. I love Bag of Preparation. I wish it lasted for 2 more turns. Ugh. Well, I'll full out defend that turn with everything I can. And it won't be enough. Okay, see, we got a lot more tools to defend ourselves this turn. Definitely going to be using Neutralize on the front, so incoming is 20. With Acro through Untouchable, we defend half of that, and then we can just drop the dash. Ooh. Or I could discard Haze and then follow through to weaken the backline. I'll still take 1 damage here, but I get extra turns of weaken out on everyone. I only take 1 damage to do so. We're so close to the end of the fight that playing Master Planner doesn't make any sort of sense here, I don't think. Macro through Haze. Snakebite manages the front line already. And 1 deadly poison finishes the fight. Skill pot, escape plan, prepared, and blade dance. I don't think I need another prepared. I think between the 2 acrobatics and the... Whoa, hang on. I was about to say another prepared. That was the earlier version of this deck. That was last run. I do want a prepared. My first prepared, please. I don't want to give you gold, because what if one of these is a shop? You can have my skill pot, though. Hey! Every time you play 3 skills in a turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. And then we get the shop, immediately proving the point. Automation. For every 10 cards you draw, gain an energy. With 2 acrobatics and a backflip and prepared in this deck, that seems incredible, and so does Speedster. Whenever you draw a card during your turn, deal 2 damage to all enemies. I also want Venerable T-Set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy. Ridiculous amount of power we pick up there. I'll happily remove a defend. Ah. Well, I didn't know I was going to find a second shop now, did I? Okay. I will play automation. I don't have time for the Master Planner in this, though. Sadly, best I could do that. Deadly Poison, Snakebite, and we'll Survivor through Haze. Fight's finished. I just need to defend while it happens. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. I was able to increment the tuning fork all the way up to triggering on our first skill next fight. You know what, actually? Remember when I picked up Dash and I told you Dash is the definition of a get by card? Thank you for stealing my dash. You can have it. I'll take reflex. Sly on discard sounds good to me. We have so many cards that desperately need upgrades. I mean, not least of which Master Planner, so I can afford to play it sometimes. White Star. Let's drop an additional relic when defeated. Ooh, follow through on the first turn here is not half bad. Backflip into follow through. No damage incoming this turn anymore. Giving us the ability to play Acro and Master Planner. Oh, of course, and automation as well. That one's solved. That one's solved. Oh, no, I should have played another skill. I forgot about the letter I put up. See, there you go. And then we've got Tuning Fork left. Ooh, upgraded Piercing Whale is just such a useful defensive tool in so many fights. Automation, turn 1. Hell yeah. Acro through Reflex. I don't know if Speedster is going to be able to be played this turn. I suspect not. I'll play it. Yeah, I guess it worked out. I wasn't expecting I was going to draw a bunch of attacks and not be able to play almost any of them. That was the best case scenario for it to be in. So each of these skills I'm playing are now gaining Sly, which means the next time I cycle through my draw pile, a lot of them are going to be free to play just by discarding them. Like this Acro will play a defend. Prepared plays another defend. Getting an awful lot of defends for a turn where the enemy's not attacking. Piercing well. I mean, to be fair, Piercing Whale was not available in the draw pile at that time. Okay. Gotta get the defense out there. Beautiful. And yeah. Enemy's already dead now. Snakebite got him. 3 more skills, please. 1, 2, can't play a third. Power Potion. 1 of 3 random cards in hand. It's free to play this turn. We also have Blood Vial at the start of combat. Heal 2 HP. Anticipate for 5 decks this turn? Honestly, yes. With the amount of draw that we have in this deck, that's already upgraded. Yes. Envenom, Knife Trap, and the Hunt. I think it's take the Hunt or nothing here, and I'm going to go with nothing. I don't want to have to wait for using the Hunt. Alright, Piercing Whale, and then the Tuning Fork finishes our defense for us, and we have Automation and Master Planner out there. Both huge pickups. Keep that one weakened. Discard Reflex. And Untouchable too. Get Deadly Poison out there, guaranteeing the frontline dies. Next turn. And then the backliner is weakened, is attacking for 19. 19 should be pretty easy to manage. And indeed it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm better off not actually trying to break the enemy that turn. But if I can stagger you this turn, just get to watch you die to the poison. Blur, backflip, and flick flack. I think there's definitely space in this deck for a blur. Backflip good, but blur better. I like that I don't have to think about whether or not I play automation. I don't like that that is the last thing I get to not think about this turn. Unfortunately, because so much of my damage is poison, I really do think it's going to be important that I hit him with the AoE weak on that first turn. Lest I not be able to do any damage. Anticipate was pretty cool there. Master Planner Acro through Haze. Survivor through Reflex for the additional draw there. Blur for the defense. Backline needs not that much damage this turn. Can I even do it though? No. Not without using the snake bite, which I guess I have to then. Wah. Snake bite would have been so useful against the frontliner. Well, as long as I can defend reasonably this turn. Okay, could have been a lot worse. Somehow I got to try and find a way to play 8 skills before the end of this fight. Oops. Upgraded Acro still goes in this deck. So many of our cards benefit from seeing that card. Attack Potion, not that much. This one, gosh, I will take the rest. Yeah, so that I can afford to give the enemy the ability to do as much damage as they want. I don't want to short my draw against this enemy. I'm also going to give you the power to demise from turn 1. We'll be here long enough. Okay. Decent turn 1 setup. Got weakness for your second turn. As well as my automation and speedster down. Neutralize to keep that weakness up. Blur and then Acro to Haze. Unfortunately, I'm short on energy to be able to play the Master Planner this turn. Oh, great, but it is at the top of our next deck. So I can start getting Sly on some of these important cards. I'll overblock rather than poison again that turn. I think I've probably got the speed here not to have to worry too much. Keep the enemy weakened with follow through. Hell yeah. Acro discards and plays Blur, then Survivor discards and plays Defend. And I'm blurring. Definitely can't take the playing fewer cards debuff there. Having Snakebite gain Blur there is really important as well. Sorry, Sly there is really important. It's one of the ones that I am most anticipating upgrading. Sorry, most anticipating upgrading by giving Sly so that I have the ability to discard and do the damage. Oh, this prepared is going to be so much better when it's upgraded. Yeah, as it turns out, I almost certainly did not need to upgrade before coming to this fight at all. Who could have known? Sorry, didn't need to rest, rather. That'll do it. Woo! Shadow Step, I don't really do my damage with attacks, so no thank you. Tracking, I don't really do my damage with attacks, so no thank you. Grand Finale, I don't really do my damage with attacks, so no thank you. Ooh! Can I have a black star on top of our white star? Let's drop an additional relic when defeated. I mean, it's not actually what we want. Drawing 2 additional cards each turn, but starting each combat confused. Not especially good for us unless we had like a high cost discard of some kind, or even just like enough like hand discards would do it. Dusty Tome. Gain 3 intangibility at the start of your turn, lose 1 dex. I like it, but we are playing for the long term. So realistically, that probably just gets played once at the end of a combat for us. We play with a longer investment than maybe a lot of Wraithform decks. I wonder if I just take the Black Star then. How many elites do I think I'm going to go for? I almost want to go for 0 elites. Alright, give me Wraithform. I don't want to play it. I'm going to go 0 elites. I'm real scared of a couple of elites on this floor, especially Mecha Knight. I feel like I have a much better fight against Queen and Doormaker than I have against Mecha Knight. Anticipate speeds the backflip. Then Acro into Untouchable. And now I have AoE damage on draw. Ha ha ha. You weren't expecting that, were you? Go to Acro for knowledge, then Acro to play the Survivor round, then the Survivor plays out the Deadly Poison, and then I play the follow through to weaken, and then after all of that, I definitely don't have enough health to enough block to defend myself. Happily blur some of that block for the next turn, see if that's enough. Okay, discard a card. That's discarding a card. That'll do it. Upgraded prepared. Yes, I know Mirage was there. I don't want to Wraithform this if I can avoid it at all. I'm going to use a skill pot here, looking for basically anything that has the defend keyword on it. Great. Still haven't found it. Boy, howdy. That was about as bad that one goes. All right. Automation will drop a Piercing Well. No damage coming in now. And then Speedster. All our important powers are out. Deadly Poison, Untouchable, both free to play there. on. Do I need to weaken you again? Okay, yeah, I can aggro through to get enough cards discarded and drawn that I can finish this fight here. Snakebite, Dad Throw, Blade Dance, no need for those. Hit that question mark up. I don't think I want to dupe this deck. A second Wraithform's pretty cool, though. No, cycling this deck is really important for us. Hey, one prepared got unupgraded, one prepared got upgraded. 2 card awards or transform 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely 2 strikes in this deck. It would love to be anything else. Calculated Gamble Abrasive! A discard card and a card that triggers when it is discarded because it says the keyword Sly. I'm going to upgrade the Calculated Gamble to give it Retain. That card's got to be ready when it's needed. Aggro through the Abrasive. Let's Blur, Survivor, and... Oh, that's a doubt. I was thinking it was Clumsy, which is why I didn't discard it yet. Weaken the enemy for 2 turns. Hey, this is the hand that Piercing Whale's supposed to be in. So, of course, I'm very glad to see it here. The Abrasive gave us 4 Thorns, so the enemy is taking damage against all that. I'll count gamble this hand, draw a full new one. I love this discard chain. Make sure that I get the Snakebite out there. And I don't think there's a chance this fight goes long enough that Wraithform exhausts. Well, exhausts, or rather, the intangibility from Wraithform disappears. Just don't see that one being possible. And indeed, it didn't seem to be. Expose. Second Blur. Second Blur is really good. Expose would be good for taking elites if I wanted to, but I don't. I'd have to take 3 elites for the Sword of Stone to transform, but even then, like, I'm not really a deck that uses attacks. Anchor started combat with 10 block. Love it. Abrasive for 2 more Thorns. It's pretty important against the Queen. Or it could be. I actually think... No. Keep up the draw resources, drops. The deck is 33 cards strong. You need to keep up these draw resources if you actually want to play all of these cards. Speedster, Acro. Count Gamble. And then Survivor the Abrasive. Yeah, pretty good. Master Planner, Anticipate, and then it's time to play all of the skills. Especially the ones that say draw on them. Those are some of the best ones to play. Great. Cycle through half of our deck there. The next time we get back to that half of the deck, which it looks like is about to be pretty soon, most of that deck will be playing itself. Here we go! Discard an acrobatics, and I guess, yeah, the prepared, why not? Acrobatics draws into reflex. Prepared, discards that. Anticipate. Backflip. Blur would have been discardable, doesn't need to be though. Acrobatics is, I got way too many cards in hand. Got him. Duplicator. This turn, your next card is played an additional time. Definitely pick that up. And Mirage is going to be a good single turn full defend for the boss fights. I will upgrade Acro. And then the final upgrade's probably going to be Prepared. I'll hold. Automation into Blur Acrobatics. Great. Then can't gamble that whole hand away. Prepared past Reflex. There is Master Planner. Great. We get all of our buffs out real quick. Which is especially good news for us. I say all of our buffs. Speedster is not one of them that we get out. Oh, gosh. Alright, the drill is a little bit further than it usually is. I'll win this run soon, and then I don't have to worry about that drilling anymore. How about that? Get him with the additional weaken. Why not? Next cycle of the deck is the Cascade. Ooh, Cascades after we can. That doesn't help. This has got to be Wraithform, defend. Again, just relying on the fact that I don't think there's 3 more turns in this combat. Backflip does have Sly, that's great. So Acrobatics can then cast the backflip. Got Anticipate and Prepared, ready to cast probably that Blur if I had to guess. Yep. Yes, indeed it is. One more turn of intangibility. I'm even keeping 22 block though, just in case that is relevant. It won't be. But just in case. There's Acrobatics and Speedster, finally. Speedster probably should have been our highest priority power to get out on this field. You want to do AoE damage? Probably the Speedster is the one you're looking forward to do that with. At least in this deck. Okay. Ooh, if I'm honest, I actually think Acro 4 is fine. Then Shop allows us to choose a relic. Hello. I mean, Secret Technique, very good. Removal of Strike, also very good. But Chandelier, start of your 3rd turn, gain 3 energy. That's going to be dramatically impactful for us. Fine. I'll rest. This first fight should be easier than the second fight, in my opinion. For this deck and for us in this position. I don't want to start with playing a Reflex for 3, but I kind of have to. Master Planner, Blur, Prepared. Yeah. Definitely worth it. Also, taking this additional damage on turn 1... Oh, no, wait. No, wait, I do. Where? Yeah, there's the Centennial Apostle. So it gives us a huge full hand of 10 cards on the second turn, which we can do a lot with that. Anticipate Blur. I do think AoE Weaken makes a lot of sense as well. Little acro. Discarding untouchable. Get the abrasive out as well. Keep the front line weakened. Now this turn I have 3 extra energy. It's not Wraith Form time, but we definitely need automation out. Start working up the poison on the back line. Snakebite. That blur casts when I discard this hand, so I will use the count gamble now. And I desperately want Speedster out, but there's much more to do this turn. Anticipate. Prepared through 2 cards. Those can't be played? Oh, that was actually worse than I thought. Fine, I will play the Speedster then. I mean, the focus here has to be draw, so acrobatics through untouchable and keep the weakness up. We can acrobatics through blur. Actually, probably through reflex, see if I can get to more discard, which we do. The survivor to play backflip. We'll prepare to play Snakebite and Deadly Poison. Hey, both of those chase the right target as well. Hell yeah. Then follow through for the additional weaken on everyone. Keep the blur up. We might just be able to blurricade through this fight, ideally. Play the locked acrobatics. That's another blur. Survivor through doubt. Play a blur. I mean, that's by and far the worst turn that we've had, and we're still full defended at least. Okay, Mirage is full block for us as well. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play that blur in concert with it. Turns out I'm not going to need to block as well. Prepared through backflip and defend. Oh, wait, no, just the backflip. Acro to play Snakebite. I wouldn't be able to actually play that blur, even though it's bound. I'd try and play it and then say only 1 bound card can be played per turn. I feel like you should be able to force additional bound cards to be played. You just shouldn't be able to naturally play them. Like here, if I discard Haze, it should play. It won't. But I'd like it to. Let's go with Poison, and then I think we're definitely in Deadly Wraith position. Yeah, enemy's dead next turn. How many skills can I play this turn? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, there you go. End turn with the tuning fork as high as it possibly can be. Hello, Door Maker. So here's where we are going to pull a random power potion, possibly doubling it. Other than that, the most likely double for us is going to be automation as the easiest way for us to just keep the draw as high as we need it to be. Tools of the trade drawing and discarding 1 each turn is pretty good. Does it need to do it to 2? After Master Planner, yes. It does need to do it to 2. Okay, we'll start with prepared through reflex, so we haven't spent any real resources yet. Rather than using calculated gamble for an effect, I'm going to use it here just to dig. Yeah, we dug to automation, we dug to neutralize. Backflip. I mean, look at this. Double blur 41. What easier way to buy me a turn to afford to play things like Master Planner. And Speedster. Speedster, Master Planner, Anticipate. I'll Acro and then discard Doubt. So we're in the new draw pile. The cards that get cast automatically at the start of the turn will glow. So I need to also make sure all cards that are worth casting at the top of the turn glow. And that'll primarily be just by playing them. Mm-hmm. Keep the blur blurring. Snakebite finally has the Sly on it. Hell yeah. Yep, this one's gonna be a win. I'll just keep focusing on our Blurricade. Actually, I'll just cast those two. Keep him weak. I do just basically want to focus on the poison I'm putting on this target. Like, that's actually how I'm going to get the win. Three turns of blur. I'm keeping 100 block between the turns now. This is what I was worried about when I picked up the Wraith form. Like, in an ideal circumstance, which we've managed to reach here, it doesn't do anything. It didn't do anything in the Queen fight either. It was okay on a couple of the floor fights. But, you know, I didn't have a second blur by that time, so maybe that's what made all the difference. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of poison. I'm playing Piercing Well literally just to get the space back in hand. I'll Mirage to gain 54 block that I get to keep as well. Now I gotta start a whole new stack. Oh my god. They're all Sly. The whole deck is Sly. Way too much draw in here. I have to constantly play cards just to get rid of them so I can afford the space in hand to draw the rest of the cards I want to play. Oh. The game dared to give me additional energy. How dare you? I'll use that to blur once more. This is probably one of our more convincing wins. This is very much just like a showcase on top of them. Keep it coming. Blur, defend, survivor through another defend. I mean, look, I could be blurring more. Doesn't matter. Enemy dying to poison is actually pretty important because then I get an extra turn of stun at the top of their fight. It's actually a really, really useful aspect of pretty much all Poison and Doom sometimes builds. Okay, another snake bite for you. All right, that's 6 turns of keeping this 347 block. I think that might be enough. And this was all without Tincture. Imagine Tincture's doing all this damage. GG, buddy. That was a stupidly large amount of block. We were in Wraith form, we just didn't have to play Wraith form to do it. I'm so glad I finally got my Master Planner run that actually gets to utilize it rather than dying while trying to set it up. The automation run that actually gets to utilize it consistently over the course of a long fight. And the Speedster run. All at the same time. In the next episode, we're going to check out, for the very first time, the Regent's beta patch. Of course, that'll be like 40 minutes in the future if you watch this video as it came out live. Or, almost certainly, already out. There's a playlist in the top left that you could possibly use to navigate over there, or maybe even YouTube's recommendation below is already talking about it. Scrolling past, however, are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks to this episode to Cold Heart. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.